Bouquets. How are you blooming today? It's your girl Enchantress, the Gypsy Lotus of Uniqueness, and I am back with another. What category is this? We can, since it's currently what I'm going through, it's kind of a what the hell, but I'm highlighting me, so I guess we're gonna say it's a how the lotus bloom. It's so terrible how I have to like come out here and figure that out every day. But I do because I really can't remember. But not even can't remember, but the classification sometimes get like because how the lotus bloom is literally my journey and da da da, but the topic still be general healing. So it's like it is technically still what the heal because still tell you how to heal. But okay, so today I want to talk about passing your test, as my sister would say. You got to pass that test, or you go pass your test. Just worry about passing your test, right? So, what do I mean by test? Because sometimes it can actually be a physical test. Like with me right now, it actually, well, it's kind of a combination because even with the actual physical test I do have to take, it's coming with more tests in life, right? So, I hope y'all, I came out here trying to beat the construction people. So hopefully y'all don't hear all the damn construction happening across the street. They building a house across the street. So hopefully y'all can't hear all that. But just in case. um so passing your test. So right now that gotta be a fucking I need to look up the difference between a hawk and an eagle for real because or maybe it's not even a hawk, but uh, I, why do I keep seeing big ass birds? Like that was just a and it's and I can't even see it no more. But literally, as soon as I just looked up, that motherfucker said whoop, and it was huge. What was that? I might not know. Okay, so let me just tell y'all what's going on. So I've had like so I'm a teacher, right? Well, currently I'm not teaching, but this ties into the why I'm not teaching right now. So I feel like that shit's so fucking loud. Oh, I hope y'all hear me. Lord, that shit loud. That's probably why my spirit keeps telling me to actually leave my house and go to the park. But like driving, nah, that's another thing. I'm not being obedient because I was at the park. Technically, I don't even know my car right now. Anyway, um, so I my certification exam. So I am a high school math teacher, right? And in Georgia, you have to take a certification exam called the case, right? And had to do a little check in with spirit. Like, hold on, should I be telling y'all that? Because sometimes, because that's another thing, I might get into that. Like, how do you know when it's okay to talk and when it's not okay to talk or stuff like that? Because discernment, honey. Because I don't want none of y'all wishing bad on me just because I put this video out. Like, don't fuck up my test again. Telling y'all this is my last time. Take it a bit. I'm not playing. All right, but yeah. So certification exam. So with the certification exam, or with the GACE, it's a high school math test, right? Now, granted, I have been studying for this test since literally my first year teaching. But my first year teaching, I partially don't count those attempts because the first time I even went, it genuinely like I really was just going to see what the fuck the test is like. What does it look like? What type of shit is up here, right? So I knew that first time was just a let's just see what's going on type of situation. I was not even trying. I wasn't trying to. I wasn't trying to pass. I mean, let me not say I wasn't trying to pass, but I just knew I wasn't going to pass. Like that's not what I went in for. It was more so like, let me get a glimpse. Let me see what the fuck going on over here, right? And okay, let's backtrack before I even get into the whole test thing. So with me, I've and I'm not saying this like a a flex or anything. Like I ain't trying to flex or nothing. But I've genuinely never had to study in my life. I'm just being completely honest. I've never studied anything. Well, let me not say studied anything. I've never studied for anything. Like any test I've had growing up in school, I didn't study for them shits. And I got my shit, I got my degree and everything before ChatGPT. Okay, respectfully, all right. But yeah, no, I wasn't. I didn't study. Like now, granted, I cheated a couple times in college. Well, let's do this. Realistically, did I really cheat in college? Yes, the fuck I did. I did. But is it? If the teacher put a test online and we don't have to take the test, in because there was like one class where like she would put they I don't even remember who taught the class. They would put the assessments was always on like just on Blackboard, and they just was just due like every Friday or every Thursday or some shit like that. And we like I remember me and my friend used to like basically, but again, it wasn't cheating though because technically we would both be going back and forth. Like I feel like it was set up for us to cheat. Like using notes ain't cheating in my opinion. Like that ain't cheating. Use what you already gave me. But either way, I've never studied for nothing in my life. So I don't even know my study thing because with me, it was honestly like, I would get it in class. Like I just understood. I didn't have to do no like outside studying because I already knew what I needed to know. You know what I mean? Um, so with this, it's actually like to come from never studying and being able to pass tests and succeed and be able to still keep going in life without ever having to study to now something is literally like forcing me to study and forcing me to have to figure out, okay, what is my study habit? Like I said, I've been taking this test. Like the first year, my first year teaching 2023 to 2024, I don't count those because the first time I took it, like I said, it was just let me just see what's up here, like what is the test structure, what type of questions are y'all going to be asking. So I wasn't even trying to pass that. The second time I took it, I probably would never tell this story. The second time I wasn't like I studied. Like I said, I like I had somebody like mentoring, teaching me or tutoring me, but again, it wasn't like they were basically tutoring me on like the individual questions, like a practice test type thing. So we would just go through like the 50 questions or whatever. But even then, actually, even that year, no, we didn't do that like that. I don't even remember how we studied or what type of prep we were trying to do. But let's just be honest, it wasn't no real prep. It wasn't no real prep for me studying that math. So even the second time I went, like I don't know what I thought I was gonna be able to do, but I actually ended up getting sick in the middle of my second test. Like I literally ended up throwing up in the middle of my test. Um so I knew that wasn't gonna go no type of way. But luckily like I was able to still keep my job, get into a program, do all this other stuff. Now granted, child, I don't even want to get into. I'm not gonna re-talk about the situation on why I'm not even working because technically, I really still feel deep in my bones that I'm not really supposed to be in this predicament. Like the system failed me, but neither here nor there because that's a part of the. I'm kind of gonna hit it in the video. Um, inhale wrong, but so last school year, right? I'm in my certification program, which is a separate program. This is not helping me study for my GATE in no form of fashion. This certification program is literally just a certification on teaching in general. It's not the certification of math, it's certification of teaching, right? So I'm in that, and out of nowhere in like January, they like people come to school like, yeah, you gotta your certification program not even gonna matter if you don't do this GATE. I'm like, okay, well technically like that January I literally was like, okay, lock in, like give me this. The first semester was I don't even know. Did I study during first semester? I don't feel like I did. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I wasn't. I don't think I was studying first semester. Um, yeah. And granted, I probably really should have been studying all school year for real, for real. Studying, but granted, I should. Okay, so let me just say what's on this test, y'all, because I promise. I understand. I know math. Like I didn't end up a high school math teacher of all things for no fucking reason, right? But and even when I was applying to be a teacher, I did ELA and math applications on purpose because those were my two favorite subjects. Like if I was to pull if I was to go get some friends and people that knew me literally in school, they would tell you they was cheating off of me in math. Like and that's what I mean by like I wasn't honestly like math didn't get a little until college. And honestly the only reason they got a little in college because I had foreign fucking teachers. Like I couldn't understand what they were saying. It wasn't even about the math. It was about what are you saying? Like, but anyway, um, which I honestly just realized I just had that epiphany about when did math even get a blockage, and it was literally college. So, um, I've been healing that blockage for real. But when okay, so the math test has like I never the way my classes went, I didn't end up taking calculus in high school. I only went up to pre-cal, right? And then in college I took algebra again. I feel like I was taking algebra 1 and 2. But that don't sound right though. Algebra 1 in college. But of course everything still is a higher level. But I feel like yeah, it was algebra. It was. It was math something. Maybe I don't remember the actual labeling name, but it was definitely a math something. And then when I switched majors, I ended up having to take stats. But then even when I took stats, I don't feel like he was really teaching us stats per se. The way college stats went, I feel like he was teaching us how to like it was like this platform we had or like online site we was using for everything. So I feel like he was just teaching us how to work the site, but wasn't teaching us like no real math. Like that sound crazy, but no real math. And then you also have to think about like college versus like high school, where like college you really are taking a class just that one semester versus like high school you take that class all school year. So um so in a way it's like you only got one section of statistics. Like I don't know. But regardless, I never took calculus in my life, right? Calculus is on this fucking certification test. So I'm literally looking at this shit like, what the fuck? Now, granted, and this is why it's actually funny that I am a math teacher because I'm realizing because people I would hear like the parents and stuff like, oh, math changed. Like you see the videos like um when the parents trying to help their kids with homework and it's like, wait, what the fuck is this? Like I don't like even now I see videos on TikTok that's like the way we learned and how they learning it now, and it's like two different ways, right? So I'm like, so there's literally been times I'm in PLC like, now I know math, but what the fuck word is I ain't never heard this word in my life. They be like, you ain't never no. Like I remember doing that math. I remember doing that, but that wording to go with that, never heard that word. Or like, um, it'd be a few things. It's like I ain't never well, I would have did it like do 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 do. It got the same answer. So what the fuck? Oh, well, you got to teach them this way. But that was a scary face. Sorry. But anyway, passing your test, right? So, um, I took it. I took it again in. I think they told me I had to do it in January. I think I took it again March. I think I took it again in March. Failed that. I think I did worse that time. Actually, I don't know what happened that time. Because it's like again, I really had to learn my study style. So like all we was doing then was like that's when I think we really was like using a practice test and just going through each question on the practice test type situation. But it wasn't like I don't know. And then I wasn't really doing like no outside studying. Like the little study session I would have at work was all I was gonna do, right? And so obviously with me having to take this test multiple times, I started getting a little discouraged because it's like, bro, one, I've never had to take something this many times. Like I ain't never failed something this many times in my life. So it's like, whoa, it had me like really like not confident in my own mind because it's like, what the fuck going on? Like, am I stupid? Am I dumb? Like, but my whole life getting raised like I'm the star seed and like, oh my god, you're so smart and whoa, I am failing a fucking math test. Like, that's what's going through my head. And um, so I remember now my job on the line. So bitch, I wasn't fucking around. Um, so granted, they never told me. So literally, when I failed in March, I'm literally asking people like, I'm asking HR like, okay, so when? Because I know contracts is going out. So when do I have to be able to get my contract? Like, how long do I have to pass the test again? Bro, my test, I ended up just rescheduling my test for like May, damn near the end of the school year. I ain't gonna lie. It was May something, right? Why the fuck? I think my test was scheduled for May 17th. I think it was something like that. My test was scheduled for like May 17th. And the fucking HR emailed me back or finally answered me maybe May 12th, telling me I would have had to have it done by May 15th. I'm like, bitch, like, how the fuck you gonna tell me 3 days before the fucking date? And I asked y'all asses when I first failed in fucking March when the fuck I had by, and you gonna tell me 3 days before the actual date I had by when when I'm already registered for the other test and all this other shit. Like, boy, I was livid. So I'm just like, all right, fuck it. But I'm still like, I'm so like, I've gotten to a different level of like, because the old me, like, I really can't handle. I mean, sometimes it still is hard. Like, them type of shit, like getting hit with that type of shit, like why the fuck would you tell me last minute, or why, like, because I am a planner. Proper preparation prevents proper preparation prevents poor performance, and I was not properly preparing them other times before I took that test. But anyway, this time I wasn't playing, bitch. My job on the line. Like, you think I want to go without working? The fuck. So cool, whatever. I'm still like, you know what? We gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it out. It's okay. Da da da. I'm talking to the people around my school. Like, why am I the only one suddenly? Because literally everybody like, you got 3 years. You got 3 years. I'm literally, only in my second year. Something like that. Why the fuck everybody harassing me? And it's only my second year. Like, when I say literally, and this is why I'm saying like, I still feel like I'm technically not supposed to be in this predicament, but I feel like I guess I'm in this predicament just to learn a bigger lesson. Because literally everybody that I was talking to, principals, admin, like literally everybody I'm talking to is literally like, every time I'm telling them the situation, they like, everybody's face is literally like, what? You supposed to have 3 years. You supposed to, nah, that ain't right. Nah, that ain't right. Nah, that ain't right. So I'm like, okay. And then literally by the end of the year, so then I took the test, right? And technically, it was also like a thing. It was like a 1 part, 2 part thing. And it was like, okay, as long as you at least pass the first part, because then that still give you some type of something, right? So I did, bro. I fucking passed the first part. The part that I didn't pass was that fucking second section that had all the fucking calculus in it. I didn't pass that fucking part. But I passed the first part before the school year ended, right? Call HR like, because then when I asked somebody, they was like, well, they got your date as basically my date when I wasn't even actually a teacher. I was just a parent, which they shouldn't be counting that time. So now they like, call HR and tell them da 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 da. Cool, call HR. HR literally like, oh yeah, you must have fell through. Like, literally told me you fell through the cracks because they were switching out the people that was in charge of certain things. Like, bitch, what? So she literally told me at the start of summer, right before I go to Miami, I remember her telling me like, send me this, send me your certification program is done, because I finished my certification program to say I'm a certified teacher, even if I wasn't certified in the math, because the GACE is what certifies me in my subject. The program certified me to teach, right? So I'm a certified teacher, just not certified in math. So And then it's also like not for nothing. Y'all got motherfucking HR that ain't never stepped foot in my motherfucking classroom and see the impact I have on my kids determining my motherfucking life and future. I said I want to go talk about that part of the story because see, I'm getting bad all over again because it's so. But but I'm human too, so that's why I can say is but I also understand on a higher frequency and spiritually and in other ways how it's a bigger lesson out of this, right? So cool, because I promise that this test you do it. I don't want to hear shit from an HR motherfucker other than here's your fucking contract ever the fucking end, right? Um, but yeah, so so send all that over, and even they saying like, okay, send that you passed the first part, like that should be fine. I go to Miami having time, come back. I think I asked again. She like, I never got the. If you told me that day to send the stuff and you didn't receive it that day, why didn't you say I didn't receive nothing? Or she told me like when I asked again, oh I couldn't open the file. Why didn't you tell me that fucking day you couldn't open the fucking file, right? Like why? Like, bitch, what the fuck? Why would you wait? So send it again. Now I'm going all summer thinking everything's shit sweet and everything's getting straightened out. That they over there doing their job and was just handling the situation for me, right? Mind you, in the midst of the summer, the platform that the Gates is on is now switching. So July come around, and now we pushing it onto when school's supposed to be coming back in, pre-planning everything about to start. I emailed again like, hey, just check for an update, da 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 da, because she was literally like, before I went on summer, she was like, we gonna handle it, right? I'm gonna figure it out. Cool. Now it's July, school about to start, and all of a sudden your answer changed into, oh, there's nothing we could do, da 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 da. They not doing the little extensions or whatever. Because I asked about the extension, because I'm like, I still passed that first part. Like, not for nothing, y'all should honor that. What the fuck? But yeah, they just said fuck me. Um, and yeah, so I called. I remember like that day after that phone conversation, I called my because I think I was also I think I registered for another case again by that time, but it was just gonna be in August. I think I registered again, but it was gonna be August by the time she said this conversation, right? Basically, like there's nothing else we could do, right? Basically, you're done, right? So I'm like, y'all, like that shit blew me. Like I basically, I ain't gonna lie, I did end up going off on HR because I even said it. Like, how the fuck? I didn't say how the fuck, but I'm like, y'all have never met me. You know me from a piece of paper, like not even a piece of paper. You know me looking at a file online. Like you don't know me. You don't know my impact in this classroom. And y'all go sit here and determine my fucking future. Like I went off. I don't know what I said. It was a level of still respectful, but I know I probably cussed a little bit in there because I was so mad. Like I was so mad. Because y'all don't even know all that, but it was a lot into that. Like I ain't gonna get into that, but I was blowed, right? So I remember literally like calling my mentor. I'm in the back. I remember being like behind my car, like having a breakdown basically because I went outside to have this conversation. Have like fighting tears, or I think I was actually having a breakdown. I'm like, bro, they saying it's done, da 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 da. Like literally just let me go all summer thinking shit sweet. And now I'm unemployed for the next school year. Like, what the fuck? So she like, oh, uh, my spiritual mentor is a shaman and is very tapped in and just sees all the things, right? Which I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But sometimes, I still be having to fight with that human side. Sorry. It's just sometimes it's hard. So she like, don't listen to that. She the HR lady having a bad day or something, like she just got attitude, I don't know, but don't listen to that. You still do what you got to do, still take that certification test, da 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 da. It's gonna work out. Like still stay in contact with your admin at your school. You do have good repertoire with them, da 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 da. So I'm like, okay, cool, because granted, like even before, I don't know if I should say that part. Okay, I can, because if you watching me, mind your fucking business. My AP was texting me like, okay, is everything straightened out, right? Because like nobody wanted to see me leave. Like I'm really like I'm really one of them ones at that school, respectfully, and I do mean that humbly. Like, yeah. So even for me to be a young teacher and think, yeah, I'm yeah, that's why I was so like, do you know? Like, that's why I had that energy towards HR, because it's like, y'all literally don't even know how I'm coming behind my kids. Y'all don't even know how these kids coming behind me. Like, the way when school started, I was bawling my eyes out. I'm about to cry again. Like, I did not plan on crying in this video. Wow. Um, but the way, because it basically looks like I abandoned my kids, basically. Like, I didn't say goodbye at the end of the school year because I just knew I was coming back, right? Like, I just knew everything was gonna work itself out. So for them to come back and I'm not there, it's like, well, damn, like, you didn't say you was leaving, you kept saying you was gonna be here. And I know me working through my like abandonment issues and even just being in the school and knowing the issues that the kids have. You think I wanted to just up and leave them? You think I wanted to seem like I was abandoning them? No. So I remember I even just went up there because now like my kids that I started with are seniors. My original kids who even started calling me Mama Russ and really showed me like they're the class that really, because honestly I didn't know why teaching fell into my path. With my mom being a teacher and stuff like that, I never wanted to teach. So when it ended up happening that I'm ended up being a teacher, it's like, well, why am I here? What is the purpose of this, right? And um my first year's kids definitely showed me why I was there. So it's their senior year and I'm missing moments. So they but they won't let me miss too much, right? So like certain things, oh, come to our thing is this week, right? So I remember the first time I went up there was for my seniors, some I forgot what the name was of it, the event, but some senior event. I went up there and even walking into that building and them trying to give me a visitor pass, I never put that visitor pass on, but it was like, wow. And like even as soon as I got into school, I'm like literally instantly back in Miss Russ mode. I see my student on the side, like, I'm like, what you doing out here? You supposed to be da 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 da. He having a bad day, like Miss Russ, man, da da da. And it's like, damn, I'm not here. I'm not here to help you. I'm not here to, because it's like I'm not, my kids know, like, yes, you're gonna learn some math, but I'm teaching life. Like yeah, I am like 50% teacher, 50% therapist. Like I really do be trying to Lord least. I really do try to pour into them as much as I can. Like I don't let them just have bad days. You're not gonna be sad in front of me. You're not gonna be you just I'm gonna look out, right? And um after the event, I still end up like even in the thing, oh Miss Ross, why you leave us? Why you leave us? Why you leave us? Them constantly asking why you leave us as if it like as if I really just up and quit hurt so bad. And then even like when I did go on a junior hallway and everybody like kids hunting me down, like I heard Miss Russ, I hear kids in the hallway, like I heard Miss Russ here, where Miss Russ? I'm like, oh Lord, like it's like it makes me feel so good, but it also hurts so bad because it's like I did not want to leave y'all. Like even with some kids do have my number and um close ones have my number, but like for emergencies. So it's like when they calling me about shit, because the what like basically like people who are not granted, people who have my number, mamas know who I like. It's not no plea. Don't like y'all be trying to make it seem like teachers be out here. Well, now granted, some teachers do. I'm not one of those. Okay, there's a. I don't answer the phone after a certain time. I don't. Okay, but yeah. So that hurts because like, damn, I really didn't leave y'all. Like, it's really not my control. And even my AP, like, when I had said, like, ask him why I left, like, it's his fault, I'm gone, like, trying to make it seem. And he like, bro, no, like, he basically like, nigga, not nigga, but like, ma'am. So he pulling me before I even left. He pulling me to the side, like, okay, so what the fuck going on with the certification? So it's like literally like nobody wanted me gone. So it's like just locking on this fucking certification list. So when I took my test again on the new platform, because now it's on the new platform, that me passing that first part don't even matter. And now the way that it's set up should be easier because it's now actually broke up into the subjects per se, instead of like one part, two part, where it's like the infusion of the things. It's literally 6 sections and it's all the subjects. So it's algebra, functions, geometry, measurement, da 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 da, calculus, da da da, stats, prob, like, you know. So cool. I took it right before my birthday, y'all. So I don't know if y'all remember like how I was acting for my birthday. That's kind of why I had the energy, because like I just knew it was get back. I was gonna pass and I was gonna be back, and it didn't happen. So basically that time when I took that test, so basically, so it's like the way it was set up. Yes, you still have to get like this overall number score, right? But you also, like, it was saying like the passing requirements was basically like meet the floor. Did you meet the floor requirements, right? So I feel like they call it for that big ass dog. That's why I'm pausing, because that's a big ass dog. But anyway, so I ended up with that test. So I got my results back like the week after my birthday. Y'all. So basically I met all the floor requirements. So I passed every test, but my number total didn't add up enough for the big number I needed to get. So it's like, so I literally, like, I remember getting the results and I'm like, cause now it's like, cause like, okay, so let's really go into it. So first 2 times, I'm gonna say the first 2 times. I'm not gonna count that first time when I said I just want to go look. I'm not even gonna count that because that was really like, let's just go look. So the first 2 times I took it, the me getting sick time, and then that time this year in March, failed it, right? May, halfway passed because I passed the first part, right? So it's like, okay, like I was excited. I felt good about myself, right? Confidence was coming back, coming back. This fourth time when I just look at it, I'm like, I remember looking at it and not having, I don't want to say numb per se, but I just genuinely didn't have, not like I really didn't know how to look at it, because it's like I'm looking at this, say you met, like, you passed because you met the floor met, but then I'm looking at the top and it say not passed because the number total don't meet whatever number total I need to actually pass. So I'm like, because this is basically another like you halfway pass. Like that last time I passed first part, just missed the second part. Okay, it's a halfway pass. Again, same thing, halfway pass. So I'm like, what the fuck is this halfway shit? Like, okay, yes, growth, but like, what the fuck is this halfway shit? Because it's like I really don't know how to look at it. And then I call my mentor again. Like, I don't even know. Like, I'm not taking this shit again. Like, teaching is done. Da, da, da. She was like, why would you not take it again? Because I'm unemployed and the test, I have to pay for this test, mind you. That's another thing. I'm paying for this test out of my own pocket, like damn near $200 to keep taking these tests. So basically, a band out of my pocket off of a test alone, and we not even gonna get into how expensive the fucking certification program was out of my pocket every goddamn month for me to not have a job now, and I just spent all last school year putting money or paying money to be a certified teacher for y'all to tell me that shit don't fucking matter. As if y'all was the ones paying that fucking money out of pocket to even get me the fucking certification. Okay. But anyway, yeah, so we ended up so I'm talking to my mentor. I'm talking to my mentor, and she's telling me like, teaching not done, teaching not done. Like, I see you back in the classroom. You still gonna be back in the classroom. You still gonna be back in the classroom. It's not done yet. Da 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 da. Just like, so that's when she basically tell me like, it's not a, you're not dumb. Like, it's not a mental, it's not the knowledge part. Like, I could see people who don't even have a mind like yours passing that test on their first attempt. It's more so, it's the outside blockages, the outside things that I'm worried about in my, um basically I'm just not, it's the distractions. It's the not being fully committed into passing the test. It's the not putting your all into it, right? You still worried about X, Y, and Z going on around you instead of locking in and passing the test. So it's more so, again, this test isn't about passing just a math test. This test is about passing a test on if I'm going to keep myself first. Took 36 minutes just to get to that point. But the test isn't about do I know math or not. The test is about, am I going to put myself first and actually lock in on a goal that I actually want? Because I never had to lock in this hard, right? I never had to go to this wits and put myself in this position and really like focus this hard on something, right? And not for nothing, I know I'm not gonna be a teacher forever. That's why I'm even like, girl, okay, next. Like, that's why I keep, well, maybe it is done. No, it's not. Okay. So there's more certifications I want to get. I still want to go and maybe get a master's in kinesiology. I'm still figuring it out on which master's. Is it athletic training, kinesiology? What is it? Because I've learned that I don't really want to do straight AT. It's like more to it than just physical therapy and AT and all that stuff. So anyway, side thought. But we I don't wanna I don't want to keep trying to grow and get certifications and I can't get past this test, because granted, any certification is going to come with some type of certification exam, right? Even if I get my master's in kinesiology, I'm sure in my master's programs, I'm pretty sure every master's program has some type of dissertation, right? At the end that you have to present and do and all that stuff. Like, again, that's in a way a test. Like, or even if I was to do the athletic training and the physical there's an exam you literally have to take to be a certified physical therapist, to be a certified AT, to be a certified damn near anything. Because even with trying to think of like a basic job I've had, even with uh when I was at RBT, had to take an exam. Like, most jobs, if it requires some type of certification, that certification means you're taking a test, right? So for me to want to keep growing and I can't even lock in on something that it should be a simple math test in my eyes, what's the problem? Why can't you even focus on that? Why can't you humble yourself enough to, like, you think you're too good to study? Like, I feel like that's what you think you're too good to study? You think you're too good to look at some practice problems? You think you're too good to, I don't let me not say that, because I never thought I was too good to study. It's just, I think doing some practice problems and da 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 is enough, which technically I ain't gonna lie, it is. Like, now I have actually learned my study style, kind of. Like, I really do learn. That's why I never had a problem, because I was just doing the shit, right? I learned by doing. Like, let me just sit here and solve some equations. Let me just give me a whole bunch of math problems and figure it out, right? Now I need to pick up my speed and all that stuff. But yeah, she was just telling me it's not about, because even I just had a clearing last week, and I'm like, I don't know what it, like, even every time, because I know it was more so like just other blockages of healing. So I was like, okay, let me heal things, which is why I'm saying, like, I know it's fear based, and I know it's, so I've been trying to get out of that. And working through that. But I was even telling her last week, like, I feel like every time it's time for me to study, instead of studying, it's like, go heal. Which I understand the healing is a part of me studying, because it is more of the mental blockage than it is the actual knowledge that I'm having a problem with. Because I don't know where it came from. I really personally think it was college, but I formed test anxiety. Like, I did. I used to not have no test anxiety, but somewhere in college, I think I formed a test anxiety. So, Probably because I ain't gonna tell y'all that. But I know why I think I formed test anxiety. But and she was telling me like it's still fear based. Like I do still carry a certain fear of failure. Like I've always had a certain fear of failure, and it's so weird because like in reverse, because I had such a hard fear of failure because all I want is success. I subconsciously don't, instead of trying to succeed, I don't even try at all. It's like I don't know. It's so weird because like in a weird way, I started accepting failure, even though I hate failure and that's what I was fearful of. But it's like I became like, do y'all get what I'm trying to say? I became I became acceptant of failure, or I started expecting failure. So then I wouldn't even try. That also goes into like the high school stuff too a little bit. The high school and college probably is the reason why I like mentally stop being as like smart girl. I don't know. I'm not even gonna say smart girl, but no, somewhere in high school I also did like mentally, because I am a nerd too. Like I don't. The thing with me, I'm a Virgo. I don't like not knowing. I don't like not understanding things. So like that's why even the whole calculus thing, like, no, I gotta get that shit because what the fuck, like what the fuck. And I remember even because granted, like even okay, so granted with the test I took in August, with me taking that test in August, the week I was taking that test, one of them days I had a migraine. If you know me with a migraine, girl, you went for the past no test, you had a migraine. I was kind of forcing myself to do all that, right? That was like just hurry up and get in there, right? I just wanted to hurry up and get my job at, right? Take your time, relax. Like I think I was giving myself like 24 hours instead of each thing. Come on now. I'm smart, but come on now. So it's like I'm rushing it instead of just learn the lesson, girl. Like you literally trying to rush through the lesson and you're still not learning the lesson because that's the problem. Stop trying to just breeze through some shit and actually lock in. What type of focus do you really need to lock in? This video is becoming 42 minutes long and it was never supposed to be this long. So, um, I say that to say because life is gonna test you. Life is always gonna test you. Are you gonna choose yourself or are you gonna choose that situation? Are you gonna rise or are you gonna fall? Are you gonna rise or are you gonna run? Are you gonna you just gonna get questioned a lot, right? So with me and why I'm saying are you gonna pass this test, we in retrograde. The reasons why retrogrades are sometimes hard for people is because you're being tested again. And the test that's coming up, you're being retested, you're being re-triggered to see are you gonna heal for real finally? Or are you gonna keep letting this cycle repeat? Next retrogrades will come up again. Are you gonna pass your test or are you gonna fail? I'm passing my test. I'm passing the life test and I'm passing the certification test. I'm in 2025 a certified math teacher. And by January 2026, video's not gonna get light, but I'm gonna be busy, girl. I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be busy. I'm just gonna claim it. I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna be a busy gal. Be working again. Working in the business gonna be booming. I just know like everything's gonna get so good. Like even for me to be in retrograde, I don't feel retrograde. I feel a sense of like shit about to get good. Life about to literally get right back on track. Like everything I thought. Like honestly, and it's so crazy because another thing when I went up to the school, everybody like, you look so happy, you look so refreshed, you look so. I'm like, damn. I'm like, granted, last year, y'all, last year was so stressful for me. Like with being in the certification program and trying not to lose my job, bro, and still end up losing my job, bro. I know I was drained. I was walking around stressed out the whole damn year for real, for real. Like a lot was going on. A lot was going on, child. People don't even realize how much was going on. So I did, like, I am taking this semester break as I needed some rest. I needed to really clear my vision and see what the fuck was going on and see what needed to be changed in my life. And I realized me not putting myself first is always gonna be my biggest downfall. Most of the time when something's going wrong or if things start getting the way they get, especially like now, I've realized I didn't keep myself first. I didn't lock in on the things I need to lock in for myself. Like even with everybody telling me, yeah, it's gonna work out, I should have still been grinding. I should have still been, okay, bitch, I don't care. I'm just gonna pass the certification test, right? So I should have studied a little harder. I should have, there were certain moments where it's like I chose to play instead of studying. And I've realized that now. And that's why now, today, I haven't been recording because after my clear, I think I really just needed to take a moment and do some more healing. But I also had to lock in on the studying. Like, let me get in the flow of adding the study into my routine. Let me get into the flow of doing things so that right now I'm really focused on really creating a good, healthy balance and routine. Because again, like I said, when I get back in that school building, I don't want to lose this. I want to still keep my posting up. I still want to be balanced in my business and my professional life. So yeah, in this retrograde right now, currently, can you say you are passing your test, or is that cycle about to come up and hunt you again? Where we at? How do we feel? Because we have to. I feel like I made a video, but I don't know if I made a video or not. I'm pretty sure there's a video about being in your own way or you being your own blockage. Are you being your own blockage? Yeah. So that's how the lotus bloom. That's how I'm currently blooming. I'm passing my test. I'm making sure I pass my test in life tests and the actual certification exam. But I want you to start looking at certain things as, is this a test? If this was a test, am I going to pass or fail? When that ex texts you, is this a test? Am I going to take him back or am I going to let him leave? If that, trying to think, because it's not really just exes. That old friend come back. Are you gonna let them be your friend again, or are you gonna take the lesson? Now granted, I'm not gonna say maybe I do need to make a video about reconciliation because sometimes reconciliation can be looked at as such a negative thing, but it's also about the way or I'm not gonna get into so it. Thank you for watching today. This is How the Lotus Bloom, where I give you the real, the raw, and the radiant moments that shape my healing journey. And right now, I'm locked in on passing my test. Are you? Remember, it gets messy. Healing gets messy before it gets magical. But you are worthy of all the happiness and peace that is on the other side. I love you. I hope you love you. Peace.